Okay. So I see you a lot behind the camera as well. So let's talk about in front of the camera a little bit more. So you go to the audition. How did you prepare to be auditioned? Was it just...
Okay, so and that's crazy because like my stories is like all over the place. But these are my true stories though. But I be having to think sometimes. So I be getting off track. Now, with that, it was like I had did an audition prior to that for my school. It was for I went to Illinois Media School too. So if y'all was ever wondering about that school, like that's a really great school for sure. But they one of my film teachers or whatever like that, he was I had told him that I wanted to act, and if any opportunity ever come past him, let me know. So it was some students that was in the film emphasis class that they were at a point in the course that they were actually writing their own like films and stuff like that, and actually going out and directing it and filming it and stuff like that. So she needed actors or whatever like that. So but a little bit before that, he was saying how he wanted to do his own thing for Boondocks. He wanted to read, I think it was like episode 4 with the hooker or whatever like that, season 1 or whatever like that. He wanted to do like a live action Boondocks. Dope. Yeah, so that's what he wanted to do. So we had to audition for that or whatever like that. So we all auditioned, everybody auditioned. When I got to looking at the roles available for that episode, I'm like, okay, who can I really be but the hooker? Like, it's not no female role, like unless I be Huey or somebody. Well, that's a boy. I mean, unless, you know, they just want it like that. But other than that, like, so I was like, okay, I auditioned for the hooker or whatever like that. You know, just, well, that was my very first one. I was nervous. I just had got the script 10 minutes before. I was nervous. It was last minute because I kind of forgot about it, and I got to school and everybody was like, oh, they're auditioning. I'm like, oh man, I forgot about it. So I was like all over the place. So I was kind of like that. So I went in there, ended up getting the role. He just ended up never going through with the production, but I did get that role. So then after that, a girl in the film emphasis, she needed actors or whatever like that. I went to I don't know if you know who Simeon Henderson is, but this was the first time I ever met him. He been in like Power, he been in like Hulu movies, all kind of stuff. Like, he's an actor, but he was there at the audition or whatever like that, and she was, but she gave me, the thing is about it, she gave me the script like a week before. So I came in there overly prepared, like, than everybody else. So I feel like, I don't know if it was like, I'm just going to tell y'all what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happened. She gave me the script. But I feel like I still probably would have got the role, like, regardless of, but nevertheless, when I got in there, I did it. I did the whole role that she wanted me to do, whatever like that. And she was like, whoa, like, you did that better than I even, like, imagined in my head. Because I had a week to prepare. So it's like, I'm going to make sure that any type of acting opportunity, I'm going to make sure that I'm on point. And if you give me something ahead of time, I'm going to definitely make sure I'm on point. Because I kind of like being more prepared than getting something on the spot, because I really don't like that kind of stuff. That stuff kind of make me just be all over the place. But I went in there, killed it. When I went out in the hallway, whatever like that, I was getting ready to walk off, Simeon Henderson, he walked up to me. He was like, have you ever acted before? Like, I would love to coach you, whatever like that. So I'm like, no, I ain't never acted before, but I want to. Like, what you been on? Like, I didn't really know about him for real. Like, I done seen him walk around the school a few times, but I didn't know who he was for real. So he get to telling me about him. I look him up. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, so he went back telling the whole school, like, yeah, she can act. She can act. I'm getting HR coming to me. Like if I can't say Illinois Media School, they will, I don't know. It's just something about that school. They will, like, they different from any kind of, like, college school for real. Like, they're more so, they encourage you to, like, be something greater. Like, it's HR coming up to me. It's faculty and staff coming up to me, playing my shit and on the fucking, like, my YouTube videos in the front of the school, on the big ass TVs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they gas up their students, and I like that they do that because it keeps you motivated. You know what I'm saying? So they do that kind of stuff. So he was doing that, whatever like that. So I ended up getting that role, but she never went through with it. So, you know, so it was like that with it. So I was like, okay, forget about it. So then that's when it had went on to me DMing 773 Chicago Stories director, and he and when I went to him, I was just expressing to him that like, I got a little bit experience, but not for real, but I did go to 2 auditions, I did get the role, they just didn't go through with it, but you know what I'm saying. So I was kind of like real with him, and I was just like, but I would love, like, even if you feel like that I don't have what it take, just give me a chance, you know what I'm saying. And people won't give you a chance, and that's like the thing about it in this city, in this industry, whatever. Like, they don't really want, you may get a cool motherfucker to give you a chance, but for the most part, ain't nobody gonna really give you no chance out here for real. And he gave me a chance just because I had that conversation with him, and it just was there. It was just from there.
Now, you mentioned being over prepared for one of your auditions. How do you prepare? Like, what does the preparation look like for an audition or to getting ready?
It's just reading. It's just really reading over the script until I have it memorized, and then putting my own kind of like feel to it, so it can be more natural. No. So if you got a whole week to prepare, you should be on point. Like
that seems tough,
for just a few lines, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you can still read off the paper. They didn't want to memorize, so you can read off the paper.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody asked me to memorize anything. Now
Okay, that's what I was saying, because I be seeing some of them scripts, and I be
like... No. It's, they let you read off of it. But just having a whole week to read off of it and to read the whole entire thing and to build those characteristics and those emotions to what you may feel like belongs here in my own way, because you ain't tell me how you wanted it. And that's just the way I brought it, so...
Did you or have you studied any actresses or...
So...
Have any favorite actresses? Anybody you look up to?
I do have favorite actresses, for sure. Gabrielle Union is my favorite actress. It is what it is. She's my favorite actress. I like the way she
been kind of controversial lately.
Yeah, I'll let Gabrielle be Gabrielle. But that's my favorite, hands down. She's always been my favorite. For a long time when I was younger, it was Megan Good and her. Taraji is a good. I like the way Taraji acts. Yeah, like, no, for sure. I like the way Taraji acts. And Viola Davis, I will only say that I would love to be able to channel my emotions the way she do in the acting. That I feel like if you could do something like that, like, you can act. Like, you can, like, you're beyond acting. Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like you digging into something like deep in your life, and you real life heard about something, you just brought it to like life. And if you ain't never went through that, it's like, dang, like, you figured out how to do that in the most naturalist form. Like, that's insane to me. So if you ever seen her and stuff, like the way
the way you just like every role she played,
the way she be like
over emotional and is different in every way.
She can really so those are my top people for sure. So
and just speaking on that, how did you learn to incorporate emotion into, because anybody can just read a script. How do you dig, like you mentioned for her, how do you dig for these different emotions for whatever the role might cause?
So I feel like I've been studying. Okay, so the thing is, like I said, I've always been interested in acting. So, like, slightly, I've been kind of studying acting a little bit. So, but not on a serious, like, thing until I really just got in front of the camera. But still, throughout the years of me being interested in something, you're going to naturally try to figure out little ways, or just, I don't know, just to do stuff sometimes. So,
just came naturally with the working, with the preparation.
I feel like I definitely have a lot more work to do for sure to be who I really want to be in the acting world. But I feel like I'm doing a great job for me to just be like coming into it for real within this year. Like, I really feel like I'm doing a great job simply because I'm so passionate about it. It's just like, sometimes it's like, oh, some days I don't want to get up to film, but I'm going to get up because I want to film, because I want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do this or whatever like that. Like, even like the other day we had an assignment due for my director, and I was finna go to sleep. It was like, I want to say it was a quick scene though that we had to do. And just to keep on critiquing our acting skills, whatever like that, we had to do a monologue and just send it to him. So I'm like, oh, the day that passed or whatever like that. Like, I'm just finna sit up here and it's an hour before it's due. I'm finna go to sleep, like, literally. So I must have laid down for a second, got back up, like, no, let me go do the video, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like something that I just really want to do, and I don't want me just being lazy to get in the way of that. Like, I don't have time for that just lazy shit no more. Like, I feel like I don't have no kids, I'm not married, so it's like I don't have nothing that's standing in my way but myself. So it's like, if you're the only thing that's standing in front of you, then get out the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do what you're supposed to do what you want to do. Because I know if I would have missed that assignment, I would have got suspended, less camera time, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, no, I don't, I'm not even with it.
So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I see you a lot behind the camera. So before we get into that, what would you say up to this point, as far as acting goes, would be like the highlight of your career so far? Like a day you was just over proud of yourself, or you feel like up to this point is just something that you always wanted to do, maybe, or seeing yourself on screen or something like that? So
yeah, so one of my goals this year is really to be seen on a movie or show in a TV or cinema kind of like
Atmosphere.
yeah, atmosphere. So because right now 773 Chicago, it's a web series. They have their own network, but it's a web series on YouTube. But they get a lot of views and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like I auditioned maybe like last month for this show that's coming that they trying to get on ABC 7. It's called Chasing Destiny or whatever like that. So it's about a dance team or whatever like that, and I'm one of the main coaches. So I auditioned for that. I got that. They talking about they want to start filming in February to like March and stuff like that. So like I feel like that was a kind of like happy time for me because it was like, okay, I want to always be moving forward. I don't want to stay on one show, whatever like that. I want to be multiple shows. I want to be on multiple movies. I don't want to just keep on, unless I just got one of them kind of contracts. They say you got to sit down for 6 months and we're gonna pay you this amount of money. Then okay, like, but other than that, like I'm trying to keep getting in every type of aspect. So it's like to know that I'm gonna be on a second show. That's kind of, and then they trying to push it to be on ABC 7. So that's exciting to me there. So I feel like that was like a happy moment for me. But really, a lot of happy moments for me is really when I watch back the episodes of 773, like, because they come out with an episode each week. And I've been on that since season 2, and we going into, we on season 4, episode 2 supposed to be coming out tomorrow. So, but even with that, just me watching back my scenes, I watch back myself over and over, and that's just proud moments to me because it's like, oh, you really did that. Oh, you could have did better over here. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that with me.
Okay. And for the 773 show, before we move on, just real quick, talk to us about the character you play.
Yeah.
And how does it, if it does at all, relate to your real life?
Okay. So Layla is my character on 773 Chicago Story. Y'all can check that out on YouTube for sure. So Layla is, to me, Layla is different than all the other females on the show. And I don't know if he so much just tried to drag my personality a little bit in there when I be around him or when I first met him or whatever like that. But so for the most part, I feel like with the other females on 773 Chicago Story, they're more rowdy and they're more like, even though I can get rowdy, I'm still a Chicago female, but it's just my straight personality. I'm kind of chill a little bit. So even though I don't mind if you write my line like that, then I'm gonna do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? But all the other girls is like, one girl, she taking over the streets. The other girl, she doing this. She fighting this girl and that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but with me, I'm more so, I came on because they try to talk about different Chicago topics. If it's the gang violence or if it's somebody got shot over there or somebody getting blocked. You know what I'm saying? Picking up blocks over here and they got shot over there and they selling drugs over there. But mine was more so about human trafficking in Chicago. So my sister came up missing. So my character is always coming to the screen an emotional wreck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's kind of different from the other girls because it's like I'm always like, where's my sister? I'm looking for my sister. Like getting into it with people, banging all on people's doors, all kind of stuff like that. Like that kind of like looking for my sister. Getting into it with my mama. I done been into it with my mama on the show over and over. My auntie on the show, she cool. But my mom on the show steady getting into it with her because she don't even care that my sister missing, all kind of stuff like that. So I'm steady getting into it with her. My friends like, oh, you need to get out of this depressive state. Like, it's not that serious. Like, and it's like, what you mean? Like, this is my sister. Like, you tweaking. So, but with season 4, so far, I'm seeing that he's giving us all a fresh kind of look. He's still going to kind of tie back into like, what happened because it's like a year later. So it's like, but so far he giving us a fresh look. So he gave me a boyfriend on the show. So it's like, okay, now you want me to try to get my mind off of my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though my mama's still doing this and doing that at me, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's trying to give us a more moving on kind of look, I guess, or something. I don't can't really tell too much about it.
and I want to get into the behind the camera because that's kind of my area. So before we get into that, new questions keep popping up. So it was another one that slipped my mind, but we could talk about having a boyfriend on a TV show. Okay. So like when I always watch movies and some people have real life connections. You know what I'm saying, that you might think that they boyfriend and girlfriend off camera. So is it easy to get that type of chemistry with the co-workers? Is that what you call it?
So of course it's awkward. Of course it's definitely awkward to work with somebody you never worked with before and it's on the type of like,
and then act
we
like
go
you,
together.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like a little awkward naturally. I feel like with that, so far we have not had any scenes where we had to be that connected, but it's gonna happen. So I don't know, I'm just kind of preparing myself for it, to not try to be awkward about it, just to kind of relax a little bit and just act, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just go with the flow and make sure that viewers see what they need to see. Like, they don't want no, because of course he don't want nobody looking dry and all stiff like this your girl, but she all like, yeah, unless she like on that with you today. But other than that, like, no, he want more of course, like a realistic kind of relationship. So I feel like I would just have to kind of like, I don't know, just get over the little awkwardness and just be like, okay, hey boo, like, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of just like, I don't know, just let's act like I'm his girlfriend for real.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. So I used to always think, like, I see a woman like, my girl can't be no actress. You know what I'm saying? So how would you feel? Is it ever gotten in the way of your personal life? Like, dude be like, man, you like him for real?
I have not experienced that yet, but if I do, for one, I feel like I couldn't date nobody that can't be okay with me acting and doing what I need to do to sit up here and elevate. Now, I'm not finna be cheating on you and stuff like that, but if you sit up here saying, oh, you look like you liked it, I'm acting. What, you want me to be on Hollywood camera? No, I don't want to. What? Like, come on, bro.
Would you feel
like,
the same vice versa if you was dating an actor and he had to probably do a love movie?
I wouldn't feel a certain type of way until he start acting weird, and that be what guys' problems be. Y'all always be acting weird. Y'all always be acting weird. Okay. If ain't nothing going on, it ain't nothing going on. Y'all always, it be obvious because y'all be acting weird, but whatever. So, but
I just know. But okay.
But no, it's just like I would be accepting of that, because I want somebody to be accepting of me. Like, I just couldn't date nobody who can't get with that kind of. I gotta show them.
Yeah.